In this video, I want to share with you what I think are some of the most fun tracks that you could race on in the original Assetto Corsa. And honestly, I think it's impossible to drive these tracks and not find yourself smiling ear to ear, even when you inevitably end up upside down in a tree. But before I tell you what to download, click the like button and subscribe so you can then unsubscribe when I say something that you disagree with. Really appreciate the support. Let's get on with it. These are the Fat Alfie Vintage Track Collection. And I say track rather loosely because these are that point in time where a racetrack was just a road that happened to have some fencing stuck up here and there, a pit lane, beautiful women with stopwatches, and then trees positioned in the exact place where you're going to drive into them. But don't let that scare you or put you off, because it really does make sense, and it's what makes these tracks partially so exciting to drive. And the thing is, though initially they can be quite tricky to learn, once you've learnt the basic layouts of these tracks, you really begin to appreciate the flow, the design, the detail, and the work that's gone into these circuits by Fat Alfie. Each lap that you turn, you start to notice new things, little details at the edge of the track where you can nip the corner a bit more, subtle road surface cambers and details that allow you to manipulate your vehicle in more novel ways than what you'd find on a complete, pristine, modern racetrack. Initially, you are just bamboozled by the trees and sheer quantity of details, but after even hours of driving these tracks, you still find new little things and new ways to approach stuff that keep things engaging, novel, and exciting. When you combine that with other race cars that you're also trying to beat on these circuits, it's just magical. It really is something special. The closest thing I can equate driving on these tracks to, despite myself being a jaded elderly person with no hair and a calcified T-brain, this, when I play it, reminds me of the joy I felt as a naive idiot child playing the original Need for Speed games. And really, to achieve joy with someone like me, that's miraculous, and further credit to Fat Alfie, who apparently isn't even fat, but his tracks are. Now, what you can see in the video footage here, in virtual reality, I'm using the Quest 3 VR headset, is Bremgarten, which was released, I believe, in 2021. And this is one of the shorter tracks. Feldbergring, Bremgarten, I think, are the two shortest tracks that he does. Really good to start off with those. They will still absolutely cook your brain and take a bit of a while to learn and to get the most out of, but they're not too bad to learn, actually. The corners make sense, really good brake markers, and you actually they flow so nicely, you can learn them quite quickly. But once you're happy with those tracks, you then can get yourself onto the Ring, which is 10 kilometres. Or, if you really want a challenge, you can get yourself onto Fonteny, which is 26 kilometres, known as the French Green Hell. And that is a whole experience in and of itself. I don't know why people are getting excited for Evo's cruising and stuff, because you can already do it in AC1 with these Fat Alfie tracks whilst racing your friends in the past, but also in the future, because you're playing in the future but a track in the past. And honestly, all of them are superb, unlike my driving through this corner where I've just smashed the rear end of the car in front, blocking the road for the car behind, allowing 5th place or 4th place to just drive through. But we stopped and they caught back up, and it didn't really matter, because it's the Game of Muscle server, which all subscribers get access to, and we used to race on with subscribers whilst we're live streaming. What a good time. Subscribe so you don't miss out on it, or follow us on Twitch, because we stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Now, for these tracks, I would really recommend, if you're new to this sort of thing, or you're new to sim racing in general, I really recommend starting out driving something like an MX-5 if you're really new. But the Caterham 420R is absolutely perfect for these circuits. And then, yeah, if you want to go crazy, stuff like this Lotus 49 is matches up with the time period of the tracks, but will also require you to wiggle your wheel like a hamster that's had a pint of sugar water. So be prepared. Probably better to drive the faster cars once you've actually learnt the circuits in a slower car. Or not, it depends how committed you are to driving into trees, as I say. I mean, really, there's only so much words can convey, and despite me being the wordsmith that I am, my words can't convey what you'll actually get from trying this for yourself. So I've put a link in the description to these tracks on Overtake GG. You can download them, and then to install them, you just either put them in your tracks folder, or you can drag the zip file on Content Manager and click install, and you're ready to go. Or, as I say, you could wait for when we next live stream, and we'll have the links to the tracks there as well, and you can join us on the track whilst we're driving. This is, though, what I absolutely love about the original Assetto Corsa. At no point did anyone at Kunos expect for this type of content to be made, and at no point did any players of Assetto Corsa expect for this to exist, and it still stands out and brings something to sim racing that you just can't really get anywhere else for free, effectively. Whilst we were racing this, the other thought that occurred to me is that these 5 or 6 Fat Alfie tracks in and of themselves could effectively be a video game. If you just had a bunch of challenges on them and a bunch of races, that is a lot of gameplay to get out of them, especially the sort of 20-kilometre plus tracks. That's really a lot to get your grips with and get the most out of. So it's just amazing the value that you can get from this. Look at these lines, full curbing abuse there. I'm surprised we managed to get away with that, what with the Assetto Corsa's suspension shenanigans. The flow of these tracks and the way there's leaves at the edges of the tracks, it really draws you into wanting to apex as tight as possible, but then there is the risk of the power box or SO sign that you might collide with. But I would say as well, because of the flow of these tracks and the sort of radius of the corners, they tend to be less prone to the more janky side of AC, and it really does go hand in hand with AC's physics, especially with these types of slidey vintage cars. As the car in front of us drives into the wall, forces us to back off, and look at that! Absolute disgrace as UK West goes through. Real shenanigans going on there. The marshals will certainly have a word with it. Oh no, they won't, because there's no marshals. It's the 1950s. There's 3 drunk people at the pit lane. As it should be. Real racing, where the driver is effectively a wick in a candle. What went wrong, guys? It's health and safety gone mad. Where's the excitement in motorsport if there isn't the risk of the drivers being propelled through the air into the spectators? It was a different time back in the 50s. I think in some ways it's better now, but this is a video game, so it doesn't matter. You can have the excitement and the insanity of the past without the misery, sadness and despair, and then you can watch a Game of Muscle video or live stream to have the sadness and despair. It's fantastic, best of both worlds. Right, till the next one though, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you bloody got the tracks. Happy tea drinking. Take care. And goodbye.